Hello, this is the RPG Pundit, the final boss in Internet Shitlords. And today I was going to talk about the Invisible College some more, continue the kind of overview of what that huge product has, 432 pages, a complete modern OSR occult conspiracy source book, rule book rather, for adventuring in a secret society where true magicians fight with other true magicians in a secret war for the destiny of humanity. But instead, events have overtaken the situation. I realized I probably have to, unfortunately, hijack all of that to talk about Venger Satanis instead. Not one of my favorite topics, but there we are. Venger is once again getting himself potentially banned, I guess you could say, by one of his products banned by DriveThruRPG. And the reason for it this time is ostensibly because he wrote an adventure, a Occult adventure, that is very topical. And I don't know why he does this. I don't understand the point of, I don't want to have politics in my products, like modern day contemporary politics, or for my products to just be a vehicle for, modern day political messages. That's what I'm fighting against. I disagree with that, right? I don't want Dungeons and Dragons to be, about wokeness. I don't want, the next Dragonlance product to be about LGBT inclusivity. I don't want the next Forgotten Realms adventure to be about how horrible Donald Trump is, or any of that stuff, right? But likewise, I don't want to do it for like the other side either. The point is that those are terrible products. That's because what they're doing is they're all about sending a political message over and above being an actual game. I want actual games. Venger, on the other hand, loves to put in, and sometimes it's very silly or in jest, but once in a while, he goes and he puts in some over-the-top adventure or product that is essentially entirely created to deal with some issue that won't make sense to anyone who buys this product 18 months from now, right? They won't even know what it's in reference to. But there it is. Just like he fills his products with pop culture references that no one will get that. And, to be fair, there are a few things in World of the Last Sun, in my most gonzo type of gaming, that are kind of like call outs to little pop culture things, right? Like you can play a Kekistani, like a frogman in World of the Last Sun, But for the most part, even those are just meant to be like throwaway jokes, right? Not the central thematic of a product or even an important thematic of a product. So, the way that Venger goes and does this, he's, kind of engaging in the same thing that I fight against on the other side, right? The point is that RPGs are not a product for indoctrination or a product for political propaganda. They're a product for gaming in a world, and to do that, that world can't be a Potemkin village that is just set up as a facade to express the author's political views, right? That doesn't work. But Venger's gone and done it. And he's done this adventure for Occult that is essentially a commentary on the recent abortion issue in the United States where, the leak of apparently Samuel Alito's judgment that is apparently going to be the majority judgment on a specific case, will probably mean that Roe versus Wade will be overturned. And what that means in practice is that the decision of it won't mean that abortion will be illegal in the United States. It'll just mean that now it'll be up to each individual state whether it's how it's what part of it is legal or not, like to make law or not to make law, and if you make law, to what parts of abortion you want to have protected and which you don't, right? Like it's being devolved to the states. Now, I'm not a legal expert, so I'm not going to worry too much to comment about that, except that I think that that's probably actually the constitutionally correct. And I'm also not going to make this a video where I'm talking about abortion, right? I have certain views on it, but it's not really the subject of what I'm concerned about. I'm concerned about the gaming world, right? And here, the problem is that, Venger Satanis has made this adventure, which I believe is essentially about, you've got to stop some kind of baby sacrificing god cult, he's essentially doing the analogy of, of the god Moloch, right? Where children were thrown into the furnace in honor of the god of Carthage, and making a parallel between that and abortion in some probably really stupid and heavy-handed way, because that's how the Venger rolls. And so there you are, right? And Drivethru has now temporarily suspended the product while they're doing a review to make a final judgment. So they haven't outright banned it permanently yet, but people complained, and so they banned the product for now. And this is a bit of a problem here, because the question is, why are they banning this product? Now, Drivethru is a company; it has a right to have certain standards, and one of those standards could, for example, be, you're not allowed to talk about abortion at all, right? No products related to abortion. I mean, that would be, I think, an acceptable standard for Drivethru to have, in theory, if they wanted to, right? But they don't have that standard, and we know that. And the reason we know that is that even though Venger's product is being banned, right, there's at the same time, and I think probably this was the thing that set Venger off to write this product. There is currently a whole group of leftist game designers that have come together and have created for DriveThruRPG, which DriveThruRPG has, had no problem with, and has been, I'm guessing, promoting. The Hydra Cooperative, which is a leftist cooperative of game designers, has decided to do the RPGs for Reproductive Justice bundle, right? And so all funds from that bundle will be donated, all proceeds will be donated to the National Network of Abortion Funds. So there we go. And apparently there's been a lot of people who have taken up and added their product to the list. So it's that's very clearly, a thing that they've done that is pro-abortion, right? And yet Drivethru has no problem with that, right? And they're allowing them to do this, and it's being promoted, and so on and so forth. They're offering all kinds of RPG materials for a discounted rate in order to support the network of abortion funds, right? Directly encouraging abortion. So this is, it's not a case of Drivethru not wanting to deal with the abortion issue. Now, you might want to argue maybe it's a product issue, right? Like, it could be that bundle has a bunch of RPGs in it, but none of the RPGs themselves are about abortion, and the bundle is to raise funds to fund abortions, but but it's not there's no actual content in it that brings up abortion. And that could work, except that there are also RPG products that have mention of abortion and have been on Drivethru for years and years and have never been, they've never been blocked, right? There's someone on Venger's thread on Twitter posted a link to a product called Otherverse America, which is all about a civil war that starts when a pro-life terrorist destroys a heroic abortion clinic in Indian land. And then that starts out a civil war, and it's like a sci-fi apocalypse setting where it's basically pro-lifers versus pro-abortionists. They in the thread, there's a link to a specific source book for that game, called Medical Pack, I guess it's called, which presents a character class called the Neo-Witch Midwife, a cybernetically enhanced combination of priestess and obstetrician. The midwife character class is a futuristic abortion provider. She is a priestess, she's a moving target, she's a post-human cyborg. She is an abortion provider, which means whatever else she is a physician. So this is a product. It's a product that's on DriveThruRPG. It's a product that has not been blocked or banned in any way by DriveThruRPG that presents a heroic abortion provider, going and fighting in the post-apocalyptic American Civil War, Second Civil War, against the evil pro-lifers, this is very clearly a case where it wasn't the abortion issue that is a bannable offense. The bannable offense is politics, right? I mean, that's obvious. The problem isn't that Venger's product brings up abortion. The problem is that he's on the wrong side of that argument from the one that the left demands that everybody be. And that's where it becomes unacceptable. That's where it becomes censorship. If you're going to allow one political side to dominate a topic over the other, then that's censorship. If you DriveThruRPG could say, we don't want any topics related to abortion. That would be fine. It could say, well, we're going to allow every topic related to abortion, But if the reason that they're blocking Venger's position is because he is pro-life, whereas they have products here glorifying the role of the abortionist as a hero, that would seem to me to be a highly political decision. And the problem is that some people went and complained, right? Right-wing gamers, or just regular gamers, even more so, because right-wing gamers might do this, but regular gamers who hate wokeness but just want to be regular gamers don't go and complain to DriveThruRPG, right? So what you get is the left goes and puts pressure on Drivethru and says, if you don't stop this, if you don't ban this product, then we're going to cause all kinds of trouble for you, right? Well, the only way you're going to fight that is if Drivethru realizes that the trouble that's going to cause them to ban the product is going to be worse than the trouble that it's going to cause them not to ban the product, right? So I don't mean, you don't want to go there and threaten them, but you want to go there and make it clear that they should either ban all abortion-related content from Drivethru or none of it, right? And that if they censor Venger's product, then there's going to be consequences for that, because this is a politically motivated censorship, and they don't want to do that. Oh, there's Meatball. We have a Meatball. Hey, Meatball, what's up? Let's go. Are you trying to get my... Why do you keep... Oh, it's because it's got ice cream on top. You're probably smelling the ice cream. That's an affogato. All right. My gato wants the affogato. This is the problem, right? It's a biased perspective. Now, there is one possibility, right, which is that maybe, because I haven't looked at the product, so I'm going to be really fair here, maybe there's another reason. There's something grotesquely offensive that Venger has put into the product that I'm not aware of, right? Because it's bound to be kind of offensive. So maybe it's got something to do with some art that's there. I don't think the cover art justifies it. I don't think so. But I mean, it is a product where he's making allusions to abortion as, ritual child sacrifice or something like that. So, maybe there is something in that imagery that he has put into the product that is the cause, that would be a cause for them to reject the product, right? And I mean, depending on how extreme Venger went, that might be legitimate. It might be, right? But then in that case, DriveThruRPG has to make a statement about it, because if they don't, then it'll, to all intents and purposes, appear like they've said, well, this is the thing. If you're a right-wing game designer and you write a product that talks about something topical, we'll ban you. If you're a left-wing game designer, you can write all you like about all kinds of topics, including things that are incredibly offensive to people on the other side, and we will encourage it. And that's not where you want to be if you want to be the main provider of RPG products to the entire gaming community. Most of the gaming community, I'll remind you, don't give a crap about politics, don't want politics in their games. They're not interested in political products. So are you willing to piss off those people, the normies, right? The regular gamers, the ones who are probably buying most of DriveThru's products, just, in order to avoid being called a bigot by Olivia Hill or something like that, like, who cares, right? Who cares what a tiny group of freaks are going to call you, dudes, right? They don't buy the same level of products that the regular gamers buy, right? They don't buy the same level of products that the OSR buys, right? They're much less significant to your bottom line, right? If you lose the OSR, you're going to lose a lot more than if you lose, the people that make that made Otherverse America and the heroic abortion providing cyborg. Like that's your choice, Drivethru. So think about it a little bit, right? It's pretty crazy. Anyways, I guess that's everything for today. If you like this product, please share it. Share it wherever you think anyone will find it interesting, or wherever it'll piss someone off. And if you want to support me, you can pick up my products. None of my products have ever been banned from Drivethru, but that's because my products, are not inherently political. There's no political message in them, right? I mean, there's all kinds of, social elements to it and cultural elements to it in most of my products, apart from World of the Last Sun, most of my other products are actually, historical based and based on specific times, places, and cultures. The Invisible College is modern, of course, but it's still got all kinds of elements about more recent history, but none of them with a particular spin or take, and definitely none of them are propaganda. And so if you don't want games that are propaganda, if you want propaganda games, then either go buy Venger's book once he finds a place to sell it, or go buy whatever the abortion cyborg book if that's what you want, right? So you could do that, sure, go for it, right? But if you don't want games that are there to try to indoctrinate you on some heavy-handed political message, check out my products: Lion and Dragon, authentic medieval role-playing; The Invisible College, Occult Wars in the Modern World. The Old School Companion 2 is full of, it's got 25 adventures that you can use in any OSR product that are all based on real medieval legend, myth, and folklore. And World of the Last Sun, crazy gonzo gaming, right? It's high magic, high tech, high apocalypse gaming in a really weird world, full of ideas that you can port into whatever OSR campaign you're running, or you can, take entire cities out of there, or regions if you wanted to, or just play the whole thing. And don't forget to check out my RPG Pundit Presents PDF series. There's 106 RPG Pundit Presents PDFs. Each of them cost between 99 cents and maybe $4.99, right? And so you can get any of those PDFs. It's like you're, buying me a snack, and you're getting, in exchange, you're getting something in return that you'll be able to use. One of those 106 topics, probably a lot more than one of them, is going to be a subject of interest to you. So be sure to check it out. And I guess that's everything for today. Currently smoking, Lorenzetti horn, plus Argento natural.